Hey everybody, thanks for taking a look at my second video. And I just want to say, first of all, thank you to everybody who reached out and showed me some love and some support on my first one. It means a lot to me. You guys are awesome. In this video, I want to talk about my past, my history, my story, kind of shed some light on what I've been through, at least when I was younger, with my panic and anxiety disorder. I know everybody has a different story and different experiences, so I'm not saying this is, everybody's case or everybody's story, but this one's mine. So try and keep it short. Early on, I knew I was kind of different, it was hard for me socially to get along with people, to make friends, to go to school. Some of my most vivid memories are, going to school and getting picked on because, I acted funny in certain situations. I'd, hyperventilating and, scratching at my face or rubbing my face and, fidgeting with my fingers and not being able to sit still, or I'd get up and dart out of the class. I don't know, people just kind of thought I was odd, I wasn't your typical kid, which is fine. But as a kid, it hurts, it's not fun to be the kid that's different than everybody else. And when I was younger, there wasn't a lot of information about the disorder. So, it was just kind of a lot of guessing. Everybody has triggers. And for me, I had a lot of triggers. I was kind of one of those kids, like Chicken Little, the sky's falling. But, yeah. My biggest triggers were anything medical. So doctors appointments, checkups, anything having to do with illness, especially anything having to do with vomit. Oh my gosh, sent me through the roof. I would lose my mind. For a while, I remember as a child, everywhere I went, I had to take a small bathroom trash can with me because I was so afraid that I was going to puke in public. I was so scared. And I remember one time we were in the van going somewhere from church or from a restaurant or something, and I started to not feel good and I panicked. So I literally unbuckled my seatbelt and slung open the side of the van, like the side van door that, they slide open. I threw that open, and I swear I was about ready to jump out of the van, and my mom had to reef on the steering wheel to pull over to the side of the road as fast as she could before I could get out of the van. I used to sleep with peppermints in my mouth. I would leave little peppermint spots on all my pillows. I'm surprised all my teeth didn't fall out by the time I was 10. But yeah, trying to figure out what was going on was an ordeal in itself, not only for my parents, but, for my sister, for me. I swear I took every test. I was poked and prodded with everything known to man, which only made my anxiety worse when it came to the medical aspect of things. So at 13, I was finally diagnosed with anxiety disorder. At that point, it was just the general anxiety. They didn't have a lot of information as to the specific type or anything, but my anxiety only got worse the older I got. And, the only resource we really knew about or that I had was medication. So, I took medication. I tried a couple different ones, stuck with one that we thought worked the best. But in hindsight wasn't really the best one. But again, there wasn't a lot of information at that time. My worst panic attack, I would say I was in the hospital. I actually ended up going to the hospital for it. Mine are so severe that all my joints lock. It's kind of like having a seizure. All my joints lock. I can't talk. It's hard for me to swallow. My vision gets blurry sometimes, at least in this one scenario. I didn't know where I was, and the only word I could say was carrot. My mom took me to the emergency room and they told her, I was having a panic attack and, that I was okay, but, they had to give me something to calm me down. So that's like worst case that I've ever had. My panic attacks can last anywhere from like 30 minutes. I think my longest was 2 hours. And having your joints locked for 2 hours is so horribly painful. I can't even express how painful it is. It takes me like a week to recover from one that I've had that happen. But my most recent ones, thank you Jesus, haven't been that long. I have medication that I take for emergency. When I start to have one, I can take some medication that will hopefully shorten the episode and will keep me from having my joints locked and hopefully keep me from vomiting. That's also another thing I experience when my joints lock. My whole body goes numb, everything locks up on me, can't talk, vision gets blurry, I start puking, like it's really bad. But like I said, with time and the right resources and support and everything, I have been able to manage it. But this is just a little tiny, like touching the surface of my past and kind of the journey I started on this with having this disorder and how to manage it. There's so much more I could tell you about and go into details about, but I feel like, this would be an hour-long video and not everybody has time for that. So trying to give you the brief points and the severity here of what I've experienced as a child, and now that I'm an adult, it's different, of course, and especially with children and everything, there's so much, and it's just, I can't go into all of it, but I really want to hear from you guys, like, is there stuff that you want me to talk about more or are curious about? Do you have questions about certain aspects of my story or more you want to hear about? Or maybe tell me about your story. I'd love to hear, from you guys, anything. So thanks again for watching. I do have a hair appointment on Saturday. I'm super anxious about that. So I'll probably be making another video about that and how I kind of prep myself, so to speak, for such an appointment. So yeah, I will be posting more, and thanks again for watching.